Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Trisha. Today I'm going to share with you how I draw flowers using color pencils. Well, let's get started. Our first flower today is going to be this orange lily. We are going to start by sketching this lily. I start from the middle and from there I draw the petals. There are basically 6 petals for this flower, and I'm trying to draw them as close as possible to the reference photo, but I'm not going to draw exactly like a copy of that photo. Then I lightly erase the graphite pencil lines and I draw it again with the orange colored pencil. At this point, I start layering the light colors, starting with this light orange and some yellow for the highlights. In this part of the process, it's important to apply very little pressure to the pencil. Some of the pencils that I'm using here are very tiny because I'm trying to use my entire set of Prismacolor pencils. These pencils are not cheap, so I'm trying to use them completely. So sometimes you see me putting the pencils in the pencil holder or pencil extender. So at this point, I start adding some darker colors. This part of the process, the layering process, is really fun because you get to choose the colors that you're going to use and layering more colors on top of each other. This is a very satisfying part of the process. I think it is what makes color pencil art so satisfying. But you do have to be patient because color pencils art does take a while to be completed. This is a small sketchbook, so this is a small drawing, but even this flower is not something that can be finished very quickly, like if we were using, for example, watercolors or acrylic or other mediums. Color pencils take time and it's important to be patient with them. So as you can see here, I am speeding up the video, otherwise this video would be very long, but it didn't it did take me a while to finish this flower. I'm using 2 tones of orange and I go back and forth with them. I'm also using yellow and a light tone of red, and then of course some darker colors like browns, various tones of browns and burgundy and so on. And of course it's very important to have white for blending, and also it helps to tone down some of your brighter colors. So here we are in the next step of the process, which is already blending. Blending is also very satisfying because you start seeing your drawing come together. And it looks very pretty when the colors blend together. So Prismacolor pencils are made of wax and they're very easy to blend because their core is very soft and they are almost like a creamy type of lead inside of those pencils. So the blending process is very easy and satisfying with this brand of colored pencils. That's why they are more expensive because they're so soft and creamy. Another benefit of using professional grade colored pencils is that they're very vibrant. Their pigments are very vibrant. So the affordable colored pencils might not have too much pigment on them, and they also might not be so soft and creamy. So using them can be a little bit more difficult, but it's not impossible. You can still create beautiful art with affordable color pencils like Crazy Arts or Crayola or King Art or many other brands of more affordable color pencils. So basically, to recap the process of color pencils, you start with a very loose sketch and then resketch again with the color that's going to be the predominant color of your drawing. Then you start layering all the colors, ideally starting with the light tones. Then also remember to leave one area of your drawing in lighter colors because that will represent the highlights of the subject, and then another side of your subject, make it a little darker to show the shadows. And then after layering all the colors, you can start blending everything. And then repeat the same process for all the petals or all other areas of your subject of your drawing. Remember to always have a little brush to remove those particles of wax that get released from the pencils. Don't brush it off with your hands because chances are you could smudge your drawing. So I finished all the petals and then I used a white pencil for those little things in the middle. I'm sorry, I don't know the technical name of that. But I decided to draw a stem and some leaves for this flower. I don't have a reference photo for the leaves of this lily, but in general, they are just very simple leaves. They're just long and straight, very easy to draw. And the process for coloring the stem and the leaves will be the same as the petals. I also decide to draw some buds for this flower. So you can see in the reference photo, these are very simple to draw, and I'm using a very light tone of green to draw this one. So layering colors like this and choosing the colors that you're going to use and mix them up, it's a very enjoyable part of the process. That is why I don't like to restrict myself of following the reference photo exactly, because I like to kind of choose my own colors. So here is our lily all finished and how it would look in a big poster. All right, so our next flower is the bird of paradise flower. This is also called crane flower. It's a very exotic and beautiful flower, and I'm going to repeat the same process from the lily. I think this flower is a little bit easier for beginners because of the shape of it, and this reference photo makes it very straightforward. Also, make yourself comfortable for any art project that involves color pencils because it takes a long time to complete. So, use a pencil extender if you have one. Also, use a foam grip for your pencils to make it more comfortable for your fingers. Keep your pencil sharpener around you. I recently got myself a battery operator pencil sharpener, and that makes life much easier. So, you can invest on little things like that to make the process more enjoyable and make yourself more comfortable with it. A few things to remember about colored pencils are the papers. Try to use a good quality paper. Bristol smooth paper is said to be the best paper for colored pencils, but I would try to experiment with many other good quality papers. So again, I finished this bird of paradise flower and then I decide to add a leaf. By the way, I use Pixabay for all these reference photos. Pixabay has real photos that are not AI, so that's very good for artists and they are free to use. So here is our finished bird of paradise flower and how it would look like if you hung up on a wall. All right, so our next flower is the pansy, and this is a purple and orange pansy, which I chose exactly to maintain this color palette in this drawing. I started with the lily flower, which was orange, and then I went to the crane flower or bird of paradise flower that has orange, purple, and a little bit of magenta. So for the last flower today, I specifically selected a flower that would have a combination of purple and orange. So here we are with this beautiful pansy flower. That first reference photo you saw there was had too many flowers, so I had to select only one and focus on only one flower to draw. So this flower was also very fun to draw because we got to layer all these different colors: the lilac, the purple, the orange, and a little bit of burgundy, and of course yellow. So this was very satisfying too. Well, I will leave you now with some music and I will come back soon. All right, so here is our final result. So only when I was editing this video was when I noticed that the lily did not have those little dots that are very common on lilies. So I added that off camera and now it's all finished. So I hope this video was inspirational for you. And if you'd like to see more ideas about drawing, painting, coloring, then maybe watch the next video coming up. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.